Hi, I'm Titus, and I really like the Wally Show podcast and precast and Wally Show thing. With the precast.
Please tell me that's Titus Torkelson.
I don't know.
Oh, Titus Torkelson that auditioned for Camp Electric last year, had the coolest last name ever. Kind of sounds like him. I would love that.
It could be. It's named Titus.
Titus, thank you for being our introer there for the precast here. And so we're doing this a little bit different. We're doing precast, podcast, postcast, all of that in one cast because we are doing our pledge drive for Way FM right now. Our pledge drive cast, exactly. And so if you want to get involved and you want to make a difference, you can do that. If you want to help out the show, thank you so much. Right now at wayfm.com, you can actually do that. Somebody just sent me Erin. She is a potty. I'm a Wally Show potty from Connecticut. I listen every day. I love the Wally Show and crew. So thankful for them. They always keep me encouraged, keep me laughing, keep up the great work. And she supported the Ministry of Way FM. So look at that. Nicely done, Erin. You're the best. I love our potties, man. Getting involved on that deeper level. So thank you. All right, it's time to get to some of the stuff that we did not get to during the show today because it's newsy or what have you. So what you got?
Yeah, there's a couple things that happened over the weekend. First of all, former First Lady Nancy Reagan passed away yesterday.
I saw that.
Yeah, she was 94 years old, and she died from congestive heart failure. So it's not this giant shock, but still sad. It's still something you want to mourn. Because Reagan's been gone for almost 10 years now.
Has it been that long? They were loved too, man. The Reagans were loved. There was something cool about them. And I remember my wife last night, like I don't always hear my wife completely. Like I think she mumbles. I think she's a mumbler. I don't hear all of her words. And I thought I heard her say, is Nancy Reagan dead? And I'm like, I don't know. I think maybe a few years ago, but I'm not sure. And she's like, what? I'm like, I think she passed away, but I don't know. Don't quote me on that. She's like, no, I'm telling you, she just passed away last night. I'm like, oh, okay, that is sad.
Classic Wally.
I know. Like, I didn't hear what she was saying, and I'm thinking, I don't know. I'm never sure of celebrities. I think every celebrity, when their name comes up, they've passed away. Like, I always think of that. You could name any celebrity, like Captain Lou Albano from the Cyndi Lauper. I think he's a wrestler. I think he's dead. Actually, I think I got that one right.
I have no idea who you're talking about.
Nope.
Yeah, no just clue. Anybody.
Pat Sajak.
Dead.
So sad.
Nope.
Yeah, it's so sad. We're going to miss him.
Dead.
Who's spinning that wheel now?
Very not dead.
Spinning
it's
that
not
wheel
Bob Barker. Bob Barker, he's dead.
Dead, yeah, because he was spayed and neutered, and that's what did him in. Yeah, you didn't know that? That happened to him, yes.
Stop it.
In a weird spaying accident, and Bob,
You're so bizarre.
what's his name, passed away. But that is sad about Nancy Reagan. So she was loved by a lot of people for sure.
Yeah. Another piece of news that came through this weekend was breaking news in the O.J. Simpson case.
Oh, I saw this.
And no, it is not 1995.
Yes.
Because I would have been 4 years old. But apparently there's this knife that was found. The knife was found between 1998 and 2002. A construction worker found it. It had been buried on O.J.'s property. They gave it to a off-duty police officer, and the police officer was like, oh, the case is closed, so I'm just going to hang on to it because that makes sense.
Memorabilia.
Yeah, like I could sell this someday. You wonder if that was going through his head. There were reports that said he tried to go to his bosses and superiors, and they said, no, don't worry about it, which I don't believe.
Because it's not technically a closed case. Like, OJ can't be tried for it anymore. But it's still an open case,
but
technically.
What's crazy about that rule, and I mean, I understand no double jeopardy and all that stuff, like he was found innocent, but the knife was always in question. Like, they couldn't find the murder weapon. And it's like, if you found it, and it had your DNA on it, or it said, hi, I'm OJ, this is the knife I used, he could not be tried today, which seems really crazy to me.
I mean, I think that is a good policy, but I think you could find a couple other charges to bring him up on.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I don't understand. Yeah, you couldn't try him for murder, but maybe you could... littering, because he threw away the knife.
Yes.
That's how you get him. And you send him to life in prison for littering.
But I do wonder if they could charge him with, like, concealing a murder or...
hiding evidence.
Exactly, yeah.
He is in jail right now for a ridiculous charge. He is paying for it.
Right.
Like, they didn't get him on murder, so they have these other trumped-up fairly fake charges that have him in jail for a long time.
That was with the memorabilia thing, wasn't it? Like the autographs or something weird like that?
Like threatening with a gun. Like, all kinds of stuff that no one else would have served jail time for, but because it was OJ and they needed to get him.
They're like, we missed you once. We are not going to let that happen again. So that is weird. I thought he was out. Like, I couldn't remember if he was in or out still, because he's been there for a while based on that, which is just a lot of weird stuff surrounding that guy.
It was like a 10 or 14 year sentence, I think.
crazy.
And how do you go from, professional athlete, I think he was a Heisman winner as well.
I think
and it's like, how do you get from that point in your life to like murdering your wife, allegedly, not allegedly, innocently, I don't know, and then ending up in prison for some weird set of charges? Like, his life has just been bizarre, based on the choices he's made.
Yeah, and he's not going to get a fair shake even when he gets out in life.
No.
Like who's going to hire OJ?
No, I don't see that happening.
Maybe an orange juice company. He should make his own orange juice.
He would have to. Yeah, he would have to, because like that one is built for an endorsement. No one is ever, like, short of endorsing like a zoo and tigers, Tiger Woods. That's the only other like great endorsement like that. But OJ is the perfect spokesperson for something.
For sure. Speaking of football players, though, here's one with a cleaner record. Peyton Manning.
Yay!
It is announced that he is retiring after all.
Thank you,
Going
Peyton!
out on the win.
I'm so proud of him for retiring, unlike Brett Favre. So I'm glad that he like called it quits and didn't go like, well, I feel good. Like, because you finish playing the game and you're banged up and sore and like, I'm never doing this again. And then you get out away from it for a couple months like, yeah, I still got it. I still feel good. Like, I could see you wanting to continue that high of winning while you're still young enough to do it. But I'm glad he's calling it quits.
Yeah, he's almost 40, so it's
That's old.
That's
old
young.
for
Holy
football.
cow.
Young.
So old.
Young.
Watch it, Zach. You're getting close.
Yeah, as I sit here with my shoe off because my foot hurts because I don't know what's going on. Did we talk about this? I went to the doctor. They said I did not have gout, which I was so thankful for. So I don't have gout. So I took these steroids. And all of a sudden my foot, the swelling went down, the pain went down. I finished them up last night. I woke up this morning, my foot's swollen again. Like, what in the world?
I think you have mad cow. Like that hoof and mouth thing?
Yeah, I could see that.
Totally.
Yeah.
I could totally see that.
Well, he's got mad cow.
I could see that. Spread that rumor around. Anything with my foot in my mouth, people would not have a hard time believing. But yeah, I mean, it's like stupid sore all of a sudden out of nowhere again. I'm like, this is absolutely dumb.
It is dumb. Your foot's dumb.
I'm old. I feel it.
On the political side, Zach has been a fan of John Kasich, but John Kasich actually got a new endorsement this weekend.
I want John Kasich to be the next nominee of the Republicans and also to be the next president of the United States. Here he is.
Thank you, Arnold. Love you, man.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, everybody.
Yes. Okay, Zach, big John Kasich fan, wanting him to do this thing, Ohio boy. Does that kind of thing with Arnold Schwarzenegger make you like him more or less?
Equal. That one, that's interesting because didn't Arnold take Donald's role in The Apprentice?
He did, actually, yes.
So that's an interesting connection. But I don't know. John needs anything he can to get in the news because he can't buy himself media coverage.
Yeah, because Donald's all over it still to this day. I watched a little bit of Meet the Press over the weekend, and it was the host was talking to Donald. And there's something that was really frustrating in listening to this because Donald was staying on this one line of America's weak, America's weak, America's weak when it comes to terrorism. And I get that you're trying to say that, that the current administration has been soft on calling things terrorism and handling it and dealing with it. And they got onto the subject of waterboarding. And he's like, no, we would definitely do that kind of stuff because we're weak. We're weak. And the guy goes, wait, we're weak because we don't torture people? He's like, yes. ISIS is beheading our people, so we are weak. And he kept going, we're weak, we're weak. I don't think having some sort of rules and honor in war is weak. I think there's honor in that. That's why they call it that. That's why they have a code of conduct, so we don't behave like the animals that are trying to destroy us. I get his point of saying you have to fight fire with fire sometime, but it's so base level thinking, and it appeals to a certain demographic of voter that's just angry and like wants retribution, and you think that that's going to be the way to do it, but it's very unintelligent.
It does seem weaker to just react and behead people, too, That almost seems like you have no self-restraint whatsoever. So just to behead or waterboard or whatever you want to do,
right.
Like that seems like the weaker thing to me.
So, like, do you want to be that, though? That's the thing. We have to hold ourselves to a higher standard. And it's hard. Like, if you look at how our country came into being, like the English, when we had the Revolutionary War and the English came over and they fought in lines and, they battled like that, and we're hiding in trees picking them off. They're like, what is that? What is that nonsense? There's no honor in that. So they probably looked at us like we're looking at ISIS right now. But it was just, there was such venom in his tone, and like there was no there was no wavering, and and I get being like focused and single-minded, but there was no wavering at all on his part that, yeah, you know what, I want to look at this and I want to make sure that we're doing the right things. It was all just kill, maim, and destroy. And I'm like, that is not the way to handle this world now, because we're not prepared to play as a society, as an American society. We are not prepared to play on those levels and stoop to those tactics, which part of me is actually kind of glad for, that we are a better breed of people, because we don't want to just murder innocent people, you know? And so it was just, I don't know. I see why there's a certain demographic of people that he appeals to, but it was just kind of, I've seen him be so much smarter and come across so much more intellectual, and I don't think that was his best moment. But who knows? It's probably going to work for him.
I feel like you can relate to this next story, Wally.
Is it about someone with a swollen gout foot?
No, it's about Beyonce.
Oh, no!
Her daughter, Blue Ivy, goes to an elementary school in Los Angeles, and they had a school fundraiser over the weekend. Beyonce showed up and performed.
No.
Yes, she did.
That is awesome and probably terrifying. Like, if I was, like, I hope she toned it down a little bit. Like, you know,
I would hope so. Yeah.
You would hope so, but you never know. It's like, this is who I am. You know.
What was that?
Yes, this is why we don't have a video of the podcast, because I just broke it down. I made some change.
It's broken.
Yeah.
Yep, very broken. But I could see if your daughter's school called you up and said, "Hey, Wally, why don't you come, perform as a heavy metal band to raise money for us?" You'd be like, "I'm all in."
In a heartbeat, I would. They've actually had me host things and stuff like that, and I gladly do that when I can for them. But yeah, have Beyonce raise you some money at your school, that is great.
Who do you think raised more money, Beyonce or Wally?
Beyonce.
Not even during pledge drive do I raise more money than Beyonce. Beyonce can show up and sing 3 notes. Didn't she get in trouble for like doing concerts for like Arabian princes that have some tie to like Al Qaeda back in the day and stuff like that? Because she'd go in and do like 2 songs and be paid like $1 million.
I think so. I think that was her.
Yeah,
I think
if not,
a couple
just
pop
go with
stars
it.
have been. Okay, yeah, totally
Beyonce.
Totally. The Wally Show is your source of all things factual. Got
That's
it.
so Beyonce.
And finally, 2 brothers recently were together when they decided to both buy lottery tickets, and they both won the lottery.
Way.
Yes.
What are the odds of that?
Right? And they both got giant checks. So the one brother won $291 million, got it on his giant check. The other brother won $7. But still got a giant check.
Nice. So yeah, he's just as good as the 290 million guy. That is a picture of you and Dirk, your brother Dirk. I could see you standing there with your $7 check, or I could see you. No, here's what it would be. You're standing there with your $291 million check. Dirk has his $7 check, and your mom walks over to Dirk and goes, "We are so proud of you."
Yep. Such a winner.
Yeah, you're like, that's $7.
What do I have to do for you people?
I have millions now. Oh man, like, did they say anything about sharing it?
There's no report on that yet. Right now, the picture is just going everywhere because it's kind of a funny photo of
That
these
is
2
a
guys
funny
with their
photo.
giant checks.
The $7 check.
I would assume that the brother would share. The rich
You
brother
would
would share.
hope so. I mean, 291 million, but money is one of those things that will make you crazy.
True.
And make you do dumb things and make you do greedy things. Like I have a situation. I'm trying to think how much I can talk about with this. Oh, all of it. Like I have a situation in my family, like where my father-in-law, when his wife passed away, they had worked their lives together to, amass, their money, and she wanted it to go to her kids and all this other stuff. So he, finds another wife after, a few years after she passed away. A horrible situation. We're like, this is crazy. Don't do this. It brought so much destruction into our family. And it was like, and I was really honest about it. Like, I'm like, look, like I'm against this because I think this person is after it for your money. Honestly, I'll be 100% straight with you. You don't have to give a dime to me. Give it to a cat hospital. My wife even told her dad that in front of this lady. But it was like, but this person is after your money. And it made us be people that I didn't want to ever be, but I was honest about it. I'm like, look, I am trying to protect your investment for your daughter, and because that's what your wife would have wanted, and you're going to squander this and give it away to this person. And it ended up costing him a giant chunk of change because they got divorced like 6 months later. Hey, who saw that coming? But the conversations I had to have with them over money, and money that wasn't even mine, I hated hated that. But it would get me so angry. And it wasn't until I finally completely let the situation go and decided to pray for my attitude inside of it towards him and towards the situation that it got okay. And it was like, all right, whatever happens, the money, who cares? If it's there tomorrow, it's great. If it's not, I can't care about it, and because it was really bothering me for a while. And money is so destructive. It can do so many great things when you use it right and use it well, but it can be so destructive inside of your lives. Like, if you guys ever had that, or you guys
never had money? No.
Never been, yeah,
not a problem. Pretty drama free.
Yeah, you guys have never been around anyone with money. I'll tell you what it's like. Well, I'll show you what it's like.
We've had a little bit of that in our family, though. In all seriousness, it's not money; it's like antiques. When my grandmother passed away, my mom and her siblings, there were these weird squabbles over these items because some people thought they'd be worth all this money and stuff, and it created rifts that just didn't need to be there because my mom was like, I just want this china to remember my mom.
Right.
I'm not trying to sell this. And so it was just all this drama. So I do understand. Not the money part, but the drama.
My dad and his brother have this feud going on over this gun. Over an old 22 revolver that looks like a old West Smith & Wesson gun or whatever. And they have this huge not brawl, but just debate over who that was supposed to go to when their dad passed away. And my dad ended up with it because he's the oldest brother. And, it was just ugly. It's like, guys, are you serious? But then I sit there and judge them. But then I had similar conversations, and you can justify it. Well, it was about more money than that, but it doesn't matter. It's still the same thing. At the heart of it, it's, maybe a little bit of greed, that's coloring that. And it was really, sad to me to see something degrade to that point and kind of end over something that's so not important in the grand scheme of things. But I mean, we get all mixed up all the time. So that's why I'm trying not to leave my daughter anything.
Perfect.
That is my goal.
Genius. Spend it all.
That's my goal.
Show lunch?
Yes. Yeah, honey, I'd love to pay for your college, but Becca needs show lunch. So, all right, that's going to have to do it for the podcast here today. And as always, thank you for being a potty, and thank you to potties like Aaron, who decided to go, you know what, I love this podcast, and I don't even listen to the station because I'm a potty, but I would support it because it lets you do what you do. So thank you, Aaron. You can do that at wayfm.com as well.